I did it again. I did it again. So I was just saying thank you, Daryl, for helping the community with your contribution regarding sharing knowledge on the podcast, on the blog, on the videos. I really enjoyed it, and probably people enjoy that too. That's super cool. Thanks for confirming, guys. You can hear me now. Before we dive in to analyzing pages, I just wanted to ask a random question. Daryl, do you buy stuff on Black Friday, or it is just a marketing opportunity for you?
Definitely more on the marketing opportunity side, to be honest.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, yeah, no, because also I live in Vietnam, so I don't really do online shopping so much because it's in Vietnamese. And then actually going to a store, there's no chance I'm going to a store and having to deal with people. I'd rather pay double the price and not have anyone around, to be honest.
People say
Can you
people
hear me?
say that they cannot hear me, as I see on the. Yeah, it's good now. So thanks a lot for confirmation. Right. Yeah, Black Friday. Um, like today, I even today purchased something, and then I realized that it's almost a Black Friday, and probably I should look for some good deals. However, I just figure out, okay, I will just buy it because I need it right now. So yeah, I feel like Black Friday may be something like the marketing opportunity. However, for the community, it seems like a good moment to buy stuff. I see it like uh, people buy products from Black Friday till the next Black Friday, and this is something I can really notice,
Smart. Yeah.
especially when it comes to those annual subscriptions. There's no better time to buy annually something than on the Black Friday.
The way I used to do it was I had like we're doing a lot more PBN stuff than we are today, so we're constantly expanding our hosting. So we just go buy like all the Black Friday hosting deals back then, which is just an easy like way to just buy like a year or 2 year or 3 year subscription on that and just get it out of the way super cheap and just do that every year and just save a fortune.
Yeah, make total sense. So let's maybe try to roast the first page. Who is going to be? Let me see who is on the schedule. It's local SEO services, right?
Okay, I should have it up
Yeah, I
already.
will I will turn the screen sharing for you. And yeah, that's the right one, definitely.
Awesome. So do I just jump
Yeah,
into this? I
definitely.
already know the
The
format.
main focus keyword is local SEO services, and I bet you can help a lot, especially considering your last videos about lead gen and stuff. And this is something that probably people will be really interested in when we take the angle of how pages in general can improve to get more leads, to get better SEO for SEO agency lead generation.
Yeah, makes sense. Uh, Firstly, I don't know what the DR or domain authority or the site is. I don't even know if they'd want to rank for like local SEO services, but presuming they're in a situation where they can actually do that with relative ease, because that's the first thing. I wouldn't even try and rank for this
I
personally,
can tell you,
but
I can tell you, this domain is rather weak than strong. So, yeah, I consider that this keyword may be slightly off of the scope of their, like, it's not kind of available for them yet, but let's treat it as if they are lucky, they can do it.
let's just pretend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, that's the first thing I'd mention because also even I can't imagine the search volume is that great anywhere. You better just focus on your city if you want to do like a local ranking like this instead, or a specific industry or vertical or anything like that. But that out of the way, what would I look at in terms of conversion? I guess I'd probably change this thing. The text and inquiry sucks anyway, but I probably make it a little bit more bigger. And if it says like get a free audit, like what exactly does that entail? So show a deliverable or something a little bit more visual so you actually understand what is going on. Let me look because
Like
I did take a very
instead
quick
of
look.
selling an audit, it will be good idea to sell the benefit of the audit, right? To convince
Yeah,
people.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah, so I would probably make it more visual. So like have the headline on the left, have like enter your website address, possibly multi-step form, but at least have your website address and email, something like that in the overall form. Maybe have a screenshot of what the audit is and like bullet points. Here's what this is useful here for. Here's the benefits of getting this fin. So a little bit more conversion friendly just overall because it's kind of ugly. I'm pretty blunt with my feedback. Scrolling through it, obviously it just doesn't look that trustworthy, in my opinion. Everyone is selling SEO these days, so these kind of stock photo type things, I don't think really do a good job of kind of positioning you better than everyone else. It's kind of a outdated style site. The tech sort of thing, I would fix this because I don't know what any of that says, and I'm not even going to attempt to read it. Looking at it, it's just too much all tightly squished together. So I clean that sort of thing up. I change these images. If you have like real people in your agency, if it's just one person, you may not want to, but even then you can kind of disguise it a little bit. We just set up a new agency site. We're not attempting to rank for anything, but we just set it up, and there's 2 people on the agency site. It's just me and the co-founder, and we don't say here's our team. We just say here's the co-founders, because they don't know that there could be a massive team behind it. Obviously, the agency is brand new, so there isn't. But it looks a little bit more realistic. And then I would focus more on highlighting benefits, because again, so what I'm reading through this is mostly the headlines, because I'm not going to read this. It's just small and too much squished together. So I get more leads and visibility with our local SEO services. Fine, presumably a H1. The high rankings of business doesn't read particularly very well. Local SEO service, it doesn't really give us that much information. So I want to focus more. Okay, they kind of know what. If someone's searching for local SEO services, they're looking to buy local SEO services. So if they're already at that level, I just want to convince them not of local SEO. I just want to convince them that I'm the right person or with the right agency to fulfill on that. So what I want is, okay, here's some case studies. Here's some people who got results for, and like a big headline for each of them. So we increased their traffic by X amount, or we generated this dentist an extra 50 patients a month, or whatever sort of proof like that.
Yeah, there are those states of customer journey when people want to know what the local SEO service is, then they are looking for a specific person, then they are looking for a specific package,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
with this keyword, the intent is definitely not knowing what the local SEO service is, right? That's my assumption.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Oh, I didn't check, but that's what I'm presuming also looking at it.
And I'm wondering, what do you feel about this page, if it's content heavy or not? I mean, it doesn't look like it is content heavy, and I have a little bit of data in front of me, and it says that those guys should definitely be more content heavy to feed the algorithm better. Uh,
Really?
yeah, it's not like a couple of headings and that's it, because the average for the top 5 says that they should have at least 2,000 words on this page, and it feels like it's not for the people, it's for the Google bot to rank them better.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because again, without knowing what you just said, I would have said that the content lengthwise is okay. I'd focus more on benefits and stuff, but lengthwise, for a user who wants to read 2,000 words before they contact an SEO agency.
Definitely not. But this is what's required, right, from the
Yeah,
Google
yeah.
Bots perspective. And I'm wondering, what are your tips on how to put more content on the website and not hurt the conversion because of just content-heavy website? What would you do if you are forced? I mean, Google forces you, but in general, if you are forced to
Yeah.
put 2,000 words on this page, what would you do?
So again, I'd have it conversion focused first. I mean, anything above the fold would just be heavily focused on conversion at a minimum. And I'd probably even be below that. I would start doing like all the benefits I just mentioned and highlighting all that stuff first. And then you can fill up a little bit of content in that anyway when you're writing about the benefits and have all these different bullet points and stuff, especially if you list multiple benefits. You can quite easily go anywhere from like 500 to 1,000 words just through all of that if you do it in a nice way and do it all visual, space it all out, and everything so it looks really good. Near the bottom, I'd probably dive a little bit deeper into kind of what the process is. And again, it's more for Google's benefit at that point, and I wouldn't do it like this. No offense, guys. I wouldn't just kind of stuff
You
it
are
all in
allowed.
there.
You are allowed. It's roast. It's roast. Definitely, people will thank you for pointing out those heavy issues. So go all in with the wording.
Fair enough. But yeah, so the last 1,000 words, 1,500 words, like I'd probably put together kind of, here's a detailed process of what either the next steps are after you contact us and what the steps are working together. So it's local SEO, right? So you're going to tell them that we're going to focus on the map pack and we're going to do these things. We're going to build links this way, whatever. Just a little bit into the process, which is good anyway, because it's just kind of a pre-sale. So anyone that does want to read more information, they can go through that and see exactly what they're getting themselves into.
Yeah, make total sense. And from the content optimization perspective, what would you do? Where would you start? I mean, it's on page roast on the Surfer's
Yeah.
YouTube channel. So I'm wondering, what would you next if that was your, let's say, this guy is coming to you and asking for help. And if that was about the content optimization, what will be your process of, starting it off?
Well, for the content itself, obviously we're just gonna run a Surfer audit. That's super easy. I like to check basic things first, just before we get into it, just to know what exactly, if they've done anything. But I mean, Surfer pretty much does it all for you. I can open it up because you already gave me that and show that. So like first things I always do, I have like bookmarklets. So I'm always like opening up like the title tag and stuff like that and just checking, have they done anything at all? Just so I have a rough idea, because if they're not even doing that, then why is my computer running so slow? Then that's an issue.
It's a
And
live
obviously check in
webinar.
headings and
It's a
stuff.
live webinar, so everything can go wrong. I can mute myself as a host. That's fair.
Fair enough. But opening up Surfer, you already added in here, right? Okay. Local SEO
Yeah,
services.
it's somewhere below.
Oh, I got it. Yep. So I mean, you've already done this, and I don't know how much detail you want me to go into. Obviously, you know what you're doing, so you added this in here, so it's not really wrong. You got the NLP entities added and everything like that, so that's awesome.
Yeah, it's all already created because I didn't want to spend too much time on looking at this progress bar. This is what I figured out during those webinars, that it's not really a good idea to ask people to look at the progress bar.
Sure. So what we do, and I say we because what I like about Surfer is that I don't need to do it. It's easy to understand. Is that we pretty much use the audit tool, which is super easy. Again, you've already added in here, so that makes it easy. And we may want to turn off some competitors, but in this case, I think it's fine. Looking at them, we're all pretty similar anyway. But we just open up the audit, and all I want my guys to do is the 80-20 of the whole process, as I want to do as little work as possible on like as many pages as possible, just so we can get stuff done and just kind of track what happens.
It's like I'm hearing myself.
So,
Great. That's the process, really.
to be fair, I got some of this from you also. So we did a call, I don't know, a couple months ago or so. So I kind of updated our process a little bit based on that.
Do you focus more on adding missing terms, or it is more like tweaking the densities to become green? What's your angle?
We'll do the densities and stuff later. I just want to get the essentials done first. So again, I actually got this part from you, which is like just prioritizing the actions based on which phrases to add and even which ones to remove. Is the 80-20 of the 80-20 is I just want to look at the errors, and everything that's an error, I just tell my team to go through that. The only one excluded is comment back links. We don't look at it whatsoever, to be honest. So
Yeah, Definitely, like
Yeah.
80-20 within 80-20 and even within another 80-20. This is the true SEO perspective when you are working at scale, because pinpointing a single page or a single website may kill you when it comes to profitability, right? Because you'll spend like 8 hours on a single page, while it's not there's no handbrake on the on page. There may be handbrake on somewhere else, like technical,
Yeah, yeah.
like backlinks, authority, and stuff like that. And you spend 8 hours on tweaking the true density, which will never help you if you have the other issues that will drag you down either way.
Yeah, and also we're doing a lot more ecom now. So on the low end, there's 1,000 pages. So our 80-20 of that is, okay, out of these 1,000 pages, which ones are on like page 1, page 2, page 3, the quickest wins with the best search volume. And then out of that, then we run all of them through Surfer, and we do this process here, which is kind of the 80-20 of the on page. So you're right, it's like the 80-20 of the 80-20 of the 80-20. But yeah, so
Yeah.
on this, it's pretty much what you just said. So we're going to go through, firstly, the errors, the problems. So all the ones that we have to add. It's better because you added NLP here, so this is awesome. So we're going to go through and add most of these. The only thing I tell my guys to be cautious of when they're doing this is Surfer is sometimes really exact with words, so, or phrases. So sometimes there'd be like the phrase is there, but we just have it with an S at the end or something like that, and it's saying we need to add it, but we don't necessarily need to. Same with the title tag in a H1. Sometimes it says the keyword isn't there, but it is. It's just not quite exact. But yeah, so we're going to go through this and
Yeah,
prioritize all these
common
ones
sense
with
is
the
important, even working with data,
yeah
as data is data, right? And it's really to
yeah
the point, like you said, with some keywords. And well, if competitors use some keywords, then that's why we display them.
yeah no 100%. So yeah, we go through this again. As you say, you use common sense because sometimes you don't need to add it. Um, so like it says award winning, like if you're award winning, why not? But I wouldn't particularly say I have to have award winning mentioned on my page for it to have topical relevance. But wow, there's actually quite a lot in this case. Holy crap. But yeah, we'd go through these and again use common sense, decide which ones to add in this case. And again, like copying this tip from you is that we're not adding. Okay, in this case it's all 1 to 2 anyway, but sometimes it will say like add 12. And we're not going to go in there and add 12. We may add 1 or 2 if we can just fit it in, but it's more about speed and efficiency rather than trying to like stuff that in as many times as we can to hit like the exact level.
Exactly. So from my perspective, I see the impact of doing the true density. It's like adding missing entity is much more impactful than adding entity just the right amount of times. And well, it will be a great idea to do so after the first round of tweaks and making sure that the page is reindexed and so on. But it is not necessarily the best idea to start with it and spending, like you said, a bit too much time, because you are definitely out of this 80-20 within 80-20.
Yeah, for
And
sure. I'd also remove them, but I probably should have mentioned before because I'm just seeing this now. We already mentioned it. Is that we really should have started with the word count because we have to add like 1,800 words. So there's no point in doing any of this stuff if we're gonna have to go and add in 1,800 words anywhere. Or we can note that when we're creating that new content.
oh yeah,
But
that's what I wanted to ask you now. If you see such not so well optimized content when it comes to missing entities, would you rather try to squeeze those keywords here and there, or rather write the content from scratch?
I think it's situational.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, they have 490 words of content and they need what, like 2,500, 3,000 or so in that sort of region. So I'd probably just start over. It might be easier. Uh, so they already have a site, and I didn't. It's good looking at it.
Yeah.
It
So
doesn't. I mean,
uh,
again, I didn't read it, but it
to
doesn't look good.
to wrap it up, What do they should do? Like 3 points, 3 crucial points from your perspective. I will add my point, which will be adding more content for Google, not necessarily for a user, including those entities. But from your perspective, what would you say?
Yeah, I would focus on the conversion stuff and then create a content in that same way. And I probably wouldn't even use the content. I probably wouldn't use the audit tool. Instead, I'd just go into the content editor and either have your right to do that or do that afterwards and use that instead and just start over from scratch with that way rather than doing this one. Again, there's not that much content on there. It's not that good.
We just got a shout out from the audience saying that this page has not optimized title tag on the homepage, which is
I just saw that. Yeah, I
home
scrolled down.
and brand name. So definitely, if they want to prove themselves as the right people to do local SEO, then fixing their website, even though it's basic stuff, it will be crucial if they want to build not only traffic but also some credibility for the users that are slightly more educated than just a random client from the street.
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to the first thing you mentioned, which is probably don't do any of this and don't try and rank for local SEO services and focus on some different keywords.
Oh yes, actually that's the
Which
first.
I forgot about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we should actually start with it that this is not the right keyword for them, and yeah, yeah. So let's move on to the next one then, which will be I will tell you, it will be a German website, German affiliate website.
This one.
It's this keyword. I'm not trying
Try
to.
to say
Yeah.
it.
I learned German for 9 years, and I cannot pronounce it, so it's sort of painful for me. But we can
Say 9
we
years.
can. That was in school, in public school, so you cannot
Right,
expect
okay.
too
That
much.
doesn't count. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Sure.
So we can grade this website from the layout perspective and in general how it does feel. And once it's done, I will
Okay.
just briefly look uh, at the data to find out what actually they can do.
Okay. The first thing that comes in my head when I open it is, well, again, I can't read the text, but maybe that's a good thing because it allows me to comment on a visual aspect better than if I was reading it. So without being able to read anything on it, what the heck is it, and why is there a guy staring at me? That's like my first impressions when I look at it, because I don't know what any of it says. So I don't know what it's about. Without actually, I didn't realize what it was about until I kind of scrolled further down. It's like, oh, okay, I can see that. So I don't know. I would look at testing something different. I can't say exactly. I heard something quite funny before. I don't know if it's true, where someone said that they tested pictures of women and guys in their backgrounds, and they found out that guys prefer to look at women and women prefer to look at women. So no one really wanted to look at guys. Granted, this is beard trimmers, so it wouldn't really work. But I would probably test something a little bit different and see if it works. I like this. I can only guess that this is saying that they're best for different reasons or something like that. I like that it's summarized right at the top, I'm presuming. So that's good. The video is gigantic, but maybe if people are watching it, that's fine. Again, your typical review table, which looks all right.
Yeah, but at least this video doesn't look like typical stuff. It's not like the stock photos,
Yeah,
right? And it for me
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
builds like this feeling that maybe really there's a guy who really tested it. Maybe it's not another affiliate website.
No, very true. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, no, it looks pretty good and looks genuine, I think is what you're going for there. Again, can't read anything. Looks okay. These things are always gigantic, these tables, but that's okay. Yeah, a lot of text that I don't know what any of it means. I mean, I think they do have them. It's just, yeah. I don't know what any of this is about, so I'm just going to keep scrolling through it. And then I think there's some more detailed reviews of the products.
it feels like
Yeah, videos for each one. It's pretty
really
cool.
well done affiliate page.
Yeah, it's a typical sort of, but pretty well done. Easy to read through, I presume. I can't read it, but visually it seems like it's easy to read through, in depth. I like the videos for each one. That's awesome. It's way more credible, like you said, than just grabbing the best-selling ones or the highest-paying ones or whatever.
Yeah, the highest commission sorted and
Number one, this one reason best commissions.
oh god, I'm wondering how many affiliate pages are built this way, so the products are selected not based on their quality but based on their commission. All?
Certainly a lot. Yeah, I mean, it's all pretty much the same all the way down here. I like it. There's a couple formatting issues, I guess, as you get further down, but nothing major.
Yeah, and I can tell you
I
that
think it
it
looks pretty
ranks
good.
really well already. It's position 8, and this domain is pretty strong, at least according to what I see in server. It says that its domain score is 5. So, well, it's really all right, and definitely top positions are achievable for this domain, as I can see another website on position 3 that has a domain score of 3. So definitely you can rank better with your current strength of this domain. Um, so we have a question from the audience about the keywords it ranks for. So maybe I will take over the screen for a second and I will show you. So there is this keywords tab, and it's sort of a cluster of keywords that can be ranked together along with this main keyword bar trimmer test. Yeah, bar trimmer. And as you can see, this cluster is pretty wide. I can see, well, hundreds or maybe even thousands of keywords, quite a lot of keywords here, and decent search volumes too. Obviously a lot of long tail keywords, but some of these are really nice, of like 4,400 search volume, and this is pretty decent. So this niche is definitely profitable, and it's definitely bringing a lot of valuable traffic, as it is all about tests and reviews and so on, comparisons. I'm just guessing because I don't know German, but this is what actually I like about working with Surfer, because even though I don't know German, I can figure something out, at least something. So let's move on to the search results, and I will just quickly gaze at the top ranking pages, and we have some big players on the top, but we also have some smaller players, like I mentioned, the position 3 and position 5, and some of them have rather high content score. However, we have the highest content score of the whole set of search results. I will just check on the screen how it looks like comparing to all the results. Let me turn off the averages. Okay, so we are the third highest content score in the whole top 50. So I would say that it may be something different than just the on-page optimization. Maybe something technical, maybe internal links, maybe not so big help from the other articles that should support this pillar page, because definitely it's a pillar page for a big keyword, and probably it will require a strong push from behind of this website structure. I should probably run a crawler on it to find out how many internal links my page has, how many internal links the other pages have, to find it out, but I'm just guessing because we don't have too much time for it. So let's just quickly take a look at the audit to find out if they are really aligned with what is required, and I will just skip the true density because we all know that it's really worth doing. I will just focus on the exact keywords because this is the simplest thing you can do. And for the exact keywords, I can see that there are two guys with much more exact keywords on the website, and they are ranking position 3 and position 4. And it basically tells me that if someone could use so many exact keywords in the content, then it is not penalized. And if it's not penalized, it will definitely help you rank higher because exact keyword is still a pretty strong ranking factor. I would say that it's one of the strongest still. I don't know what will happen in the future, but if I see that a page that is targeting this keyword does not have it in H1 and in title, it tells me nothing else but there is a easy fix to help at least a bit with ranking for this particular keyword, because speed is all right. I mean, not enough images. Well, it's okay. We could add more images. Too many paragraphs, but it is content heavy, so it requires a lot of paragraphs to be readable for the user. So I would just suggest adding more exact keywords and adding them in H1 in title. If this keyword is your main focus keyword, just make a proper use of it within the best performing segments on your website. I can tell that it is definitely underused because this bar trimmer test is used only 3 times, while the suggested range, so the lowest density, is 10 times for the current length, and the highest is 41. And I'm looking to see your comment, Daryl, on that. Like you mentioned, you add missing terms, but what do you do with exact? Do you pay more attention to exact, or you just make sure to have it?
No, I probably prioritize that over the other phrases and stuff like that. We're still gonna, the first thing we're gonna do is just add the missing phrases because it's just easy.
Yeah.
I could just have, we pay people on Upwork basically. So we have people like Upwork like $10 an hour that go in there and do all this stuff for us. So that sort of thing, missing words is just the easiest kind of quick fix to add in. And then if we're gonna, okay, it's moving up the rankings, it's not quite in the number 1 position yet, then we're going to go, okay, let's look into more other things we can actually do. Then it's again just prioritization. So you're right, the exact keyword is obviously more important than anything else, and obviously we prioritize certain things like your title tag, your H1, as in we're trying to prioritize within that as well. But yeah, long-winded answer, I agree with that.
Yeah. Pretty simple things for this guy, as his domain is strong enough. Content is really all right. We didn't grade it from the user perspective because we can't understand German, but let's assume it's all right. It has some unique stuff. It has those videos. It's well structured. It's really nicely done. So the low hanging fruit for it would be to just fix those exacts, prioritize it, and then if it doesn't help, maybe look at the rest of the true density elements. But I'm pretty sure the exacts will do the job, as we at least I'm seeing some pages in the top position 4 and 5th. They have massive amount of exact keywords on the website, and it didn't hurt them. So I would just go somewhere in the middle of their densities to be on this safe spot. So not the highest number, but definitely chasing those highest numbers. So yeah, just utilize the exact keyword. This is my my advice here. And moving to the next one, I guess, because the time is ticking. We have the best travel tripod, and this best travel tripod is actually a keyword from Mark, a friend of mine, who is using Surfer for quite a long time already. But his niche is super competitive. Like gear for photographers, come on, those competitors are really hard. So I'm wondering what we could what Mark could do with this page to improve it, and I will tell you that it already ranks pretty well as most of his keywords. So he definitely has this strong push from the back, from the other pages. He already ranks on position 6.
Awesome. Firstly, I'm the sort of person that I own a travel tripod, so I'm the sort of person that would absolutely buy this. Let's see. I like the design. Are we looking at my screen now? I don't.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's your screen.
Okay. Yeah, design-wise, it's cool. It's similar to the any affiliate site, but it looks pretty good. I may want to have options, but I don't know how all that would kind of align. So just showing one, like I'd consider if there's the different reasons to have others. Maybe there isn't, so maybe that's why he just has one. Just from a conversion standpoint, I consider that. But it looks pretty good.
Oh, so here is only a single. No,
No. There's more, but I mean the top kind of recommended one here's like the editor's choice.
Mm-hmm.
If you can add like I don't know, one's fine, one's good. But sometimes there may be okay, have this one for this reason, have this other one for if you're into this other sort of thing. I don't know. But it's already pretty specific anyway because travel tripods. But no, he has the full table method, of course. This one.
No wasted commission.
I got that Manfrotto B3.
Oh, nice.
I'm in there, so I must have messed up because I don't have the number one choice. So.
Yeah, Mark is a professional at photography, and I can tell you that he is the guy who really knows what he's writing about, and it is not like a niche site built based on the writers from whatever country, just sort of matching SEO guidelines. This is the website that is owned by the professional in this industry, so definitely he knows what he's saying.
That's awesome. Do you know what I wonder, do you know what I would like as a user is to be able to kind of like filter and sort all these different things so I can like compare like what is the heaviest one and stuff because the weight is sort of an annoying thing. Just from like a buyer perspective, I could just see a list of them, like click and sort, okay, what's the lightest one I can buy? It's not the only reason, but it's something I'd certainly consider. But I have this, but I can't use this without checking each one and manually comparing all.
Mm-hmm. I'm wondering, and this kind of a twist, but if a page is ranking on position 6, has a strong domain and strong content comparing to the others, it's on a similar level of content and domain, how big a role would behavioral signals play in its ranking? Maybe it's not to fix the content further or to acquire more backlinks for this page. Maybe it's about users.
I think that once you're on that first page, especially the upper half of it, especially, or nearer the upper half, I think that those elements become more important, to be honest.
And the estimations of how important they may be, like if you will guess it's 30% of ranking or maybe 10%, just a blind guess. I'm not expecting any data.
Yeah, so absolutely no idea. I just think it becomes an actual element, but I wouldn't say huge. It depends, because even within that, there's different parts of it. I don't know. You want me to give a percentage?
No. I'm just wondering if it can move the needle or not.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because the content is already on point. Content score 89. Domain score comparing to the other guys, domain score is 6, while he has competitors ranking on position 4 and 5 with much lower domain score. And maybe it's not about SEO in this situation. Maybe it is about the people and sending those positive behavioral signals. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Design-wise, though, looks pretty good. It looks okay.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that the content is also all right. But you know what? Maybe the other guys are the commission type affiliates, and they kind of present what people expect to see. That okay, the cheapest is the best. All right, take it. and now they open Mark's website, and Mark suggests the right tripod, and they are like, okay, it's way too expensive, and so maybe maybe
That's the
I
sort of
don't
thing I
know.
was mentioning when you have like the editor's choice. Like he could say like, okay, here's is the best one. Here's best value for money. Here's like give like 2 or 3 options is kind of what I was referring to. If someone's kind of in a rush and just wants like the 80/20 of what to pick. That's what I was referring to when I was saying there's just one choice at the top.
Yeah. So I think
But I don't know.
there is nothing action. I wish I had some sort of tips for Mark how to improve rankings by adding this or that keyword, but it's not gonna happen. Especially he is already ranking high. He has proper use of keywords. He has really high content score, and his length is also on point, and domain is also strong. So I would try to probably review internal link structure pointing to this page. Maybe it requires a little bit more push, or maybe he has a lot of really well ranking articles, but they are not internally linking to this particular page with an exact keyword. Well, we'll see. We'll see what Mark will say. I hope he was here, but apparently he is not on the audience. But definitely, I will ask him what he thinks on this approach. Um,
Internal links, I agree, is always a big thing to check for sure.
okay, so tip for internal links from you: ratio, keywords, partial keywords, exact keywords. What's your choice?
I'm a little bit safer, so when you say safe, it's not really that safe. Probably like 30% or something, like with the actual proper keyword, the full keyword in it, and then the rest of them I'm not so specific. I just kind of mix it up a little bit, to be honest. Sometimes partial, sometimes just kind of whatever fits into the content.
Yeah, so not sticking to numbers, but rather common sense and making it like diversified. That's your
Yeah,
okay.
with still getting your 30% or so with the proper keyword in there.
Yeah, 30% seems reasonable and pretty safe. But I've never experienced some sort of penalty for having over-optimized internal anchors. Obviously, external backlinks with exact can hurt you, but I'm wondering if actually it's a good idea for a test. I think because I feel like there's a lot of power within internal links with the proper anchor, and yeah, it's just I'm scratching my head all the time if I can over-optimize with internal links, and I've never heard if it's true or not.
I've heard, so I haven't put it to test myself. I've heard
Mm-hmm.
people say they've had issues with it
Oh,
before, which is why let's just be on the safer side. What's the worst? The worst that can happen is actually a bit more links or whatever, but it's okay.
makes sense. So let's move on to the next one, which is
By the way, I'd add videos if I was him. I'd like to see kind of how it all
uh-huh.
opens up and things like that.
Yeah, it feels natural. It feels like someone is really doing those tests and not just putting together a table of contents and some photos from the web.
Yeah, exactly.
So it actually
Sorry,
should
the next one.
convert. Yeah, the next one is kind of cool because it's from Latvia, and I have no idea other than the keyword. What is that?
Is this right?
Let's
This is a link you gave me.
see.
Because I opened this up as like I have no idea what this is.
Yeah, it's about yeah, it's the one, and it is casino. Casino niche, and
Okay,
it's
betting.
about
Okay, gotcha.
yeah, it's betting bonuses keyword. So yeah, pretty tough one. Uh,
Mm. Okay, it's football. Awesome.
what do you think? I think that this guy actually sent me the wrong URL. You know, because
Is I'm look the bet and fin hero. It looks like it,
I couldn't
but
hear.
it looks like it like a media, like a news site.
You know what? I
Is it
think
the homepage you want
yeah,
to?
he sent me the homepage, but yeah, now I got it. Now I got the right page. Haha, so it will be truly, truly live. Do you have access to the Google Doc I sent you? Like now?
No.
Okay, so I will send it on the chat.
Oh wait, no, I got it. It
I'm
works.
I'm
I do
sending on
have
the
it.
Skype chat. Is that okay?
Oh, that works too.
Yeah, so this is the URL. I just conducted a quick search using the search operator site colon and this domain,
Oh, that's
and
not right. That's my video. This is wrong thing. Did not copy.
so that's not the right one.
There we go. Okay. Okay, there we go. That looks more like a.
Yeah. So that's the page. That's the page, and I thought that we will build the content from scratch, but apparently he has some content already. But does it?
Wow.
Yeah. What you think? What is it missing?
Okay.
Oh,
A lot. So, I mean, it's just never going to convert. So is what promoted some bonus casino fin. I guess this is the only call to action in the whole page. If I'm seeing this right.
Yeah, you are on the
Maybe there's
right
something
side.
else.
Definitely the right page you are on.
Okay. Yeah, this is awful. Okay. So, I mean, I don't know if this text is any good because I have no idea what any of it says, but it doesn't matter because it's not going to convert. He needs to set this up way better. Even the homepage looked better, to be honest, than this, because the homepage looked like some sort of media site with news and everything like that. But at least it had like a little table with kind of different options and stuff, so a little bit more conversion friendly.
I think it's like a page that pretends to be a landing page for the Google bot. Maybe it's in the middle of the creation process. Maybe it's expected to rank. I'm not sure if it can rank this way. However, I feel like it's just a page for the Google bot. I don't know what people from
Yeah,
the audience say. Comment, guys, if you think that it is just a Google bot page.
yeah, I think you're right. Throw it together, see where it ranks, try and move it up a little bit, and then go in there and make it convert later.
Yeah, and
Because it doesn't make any sense. It's never going to convert.
yeah, and well, I checked its rankings, and you can guess that it is not ranking. Its domain is really not so strong, but the competition is not so strong either. Their domains are also pretty weak. So, well, I would probably check some competitors how they deal with structurizing such articles and probably rewrite content from scratch.
Probably, like, without knowing what the content is. But I'd create a page setup in a way that can convert later. Even if you don't want to monetize it yet, you don't really care about conversions yet, then you don't even have to add the affiliate links or anything. But at least set it up in the kind of the structure and everything you're going for, so you're not ranking this and then completely having to redo the entire page later anyway, which you wouldn't want to do.
Have you heard about the tactic of preparing pages that are not entirely finished, but the URL is like warming up? The URL is like getting indexed. It's some sort of,
Yeah, icing page. I do it with ecom. I'll create a category that has no products in it and just have a category description on it. And that's okay, but the site is gonna basically be the same, except it's just gonna have 50, 100 products or whatever listed above it. The category description, I think, is the exact same as when I intend to rank in it. Whereas with this, it's not going to be the same. Again, without being able to read this, I don't know what it says, but I presume it's not conversion ready to kind of push people into it. So I, yeah, if it's in it, and just leaving it sitting in here for a few months, just so it's indexed and it's there and it's got a little bit of age on it. I care
Can
more about the domain versus the page itself for doing that though.
can you turn on Surfer and click on the first page ranking for this keyword, which will be casinolatvia.com? You will see, you will feel the difference between what these guys have and the other guys have, because they are also content heavy, but the content is really
That's why.
well structured comparing to the visuals and call to actions and stuff like that. So just click on the first position, Casino Latvia, and it will just be the right benchmark, I think. Maybe it's,
Oh, that's much better.
yeah,
Yeah.
it just
I
feels
can see the
good.
site. Yeah, that's what I mean. So maybe their idea is okay, maybe they're going to do kind of the same way I decided to do ecom. Maybe they're going to have all this content below like they have now. Maybe their idea is they have all this stuff. Maybe they're thinking they'll just go in and just add, okay, let's go and add this part all above it once they're done.
Because they literally have the content part of this page, and they are just lacking visuals and call to actions and some credibility.
Yeah, so maybe that's the plan. Maybe it's just, hey, let's just add all this part first, and then, because it's basically the same, this is all kind of ugly, the same sort of thing at the bottom anyway. So maybe their idea, you're right, it was just to, okay, let's go and add the table in and everything like that, add all this stuff in afterwards. You could be right.
So, recommendations for this guy. Number one thing. What would you do?
I'd probably at least get the kind of layout in place a little bit. I don't know, it feels weird to me just trying to rank like such a crappy page. Even, yeah, I'd probably go in there and do that. Especially if it's like I said I'd do it on ecom, but on ecom we're trying to rank a ton of categories and a ton of pages all at once. If this is actually a big term they want to rank for, I put a little bit more effort into it in advance. Your reason we do it for ecom is because there's so many, we just create them all and just see which ones pick up, and then, okay, this one's picking up on page 4 or page 3 with nothing. And then, okay, let's go add on the products and we'll sort it out later.
Yeah.
In this case, I'd probably set up more because it sounds like it's more of a focused keyword. And then you can check this content because the other site has the same sort of thing. So you could run it through Surfer the same
Yeah, I
way
actually did
if you want to.
already, and it doesn't look
Oh, you
bad.
did? Okay.
It doesn't look bad. I mean, when I look at the true density sorted by relevance, most of the keywords are green. Some are missing, all right, but quite a lot of keywords are in green or orange. So, well, obviously there is more missing than included. However, it's not entirely bad. So I would probably take this content from the website, plug it into the content editor, and rewrite, adding those dividers like the table, like nice image, like some video, maybe credibility builder, maybe some sort of interview with someone who used this um, casino and make money on it. I don't know, because this industry really requires kind of strong push from behind um, to really force people to buy, to convert. So yeah, those are my 2 cents on this one. And moving to the last but not least, the last one is pretty decent website that is sort of struggling um, with rankings.
Yeah. I just have this on Surfer. The other things I do, by the way, that 80/20 is just, again, all I look at initially is just issues. So, like, apparently you don't have any, like, H2s. Like, I don't know if this is correct, but if it says there's no H2s, this is something I definitely go in there and add. So I just look at all these error ones. So it says no H2s and not enough content in the title tag and meta description. So just easy wins. You can go and try and expand. And if there's only 13 characters in a title tag, you can probably add some partial keywords and stuff in there at the same time.
Definitely. Like the foundation is missing, is really crooked. So without
Yeah.
it, there's no point in investing in other areas of SEO when this one is not fixed. And we got the Stripe themes review, and this is from one hour professor. It's from Ron Stefanski. Um, cool guy sharing knowledge on his blog as well. So I'm kind of pleased to roast his website with you. So he performs pretty well. He performs pretty well because his rankings are position 5, content score 93. So yeah, from the server's perspective, it will be something that is not so common. But from the user perspective, what do you think?
I don't. This is preference more than anything else. Just the design, I don't particularly like it, but I don't know if that's gonna bother people much. So I'm just kind of snobby about design. That my just from my perfectionism is really I don't like the font. I don't know why. I can't describe what exactly about it I don't like. It just really annoys me. It just doesn't look clean enough. It just kind of reminds me of some, I don't know, just some image someone makes on Photoshop that doesn't really just like old style images. I don't know. I just don't like the font. But I can't say any better than that because I couldn't tell you which font to use. I'm not that good at it. The font bothers me, but I don't think that really matters that much. It's more just me being a perfectionist. Same with the image though. I think that sort of thing just kind of makes it look a bit more professional, but I don't think that's important because the idea of it just being kind of some genuine user actually reviewing something is kind of cool also. But like the image isn't super professional, but I like the image of him, like having a photo of him makes it way more personal, so I think that's awesome. Versus half of these are just, if you search like Thrive Themes review and a lot of stuff, a lot of it is like kind of automated stuff where it's like Thrive Themes versus Elementor and stuff like that. They're kind of junk. They just have like a list of comparisons. So I actually like this sort of thing more. So having a photo and everything is awesome for that. Having a video again is awesome. So user experience. Let me scroll through a little bit. Let me have a look. It's a ton of text, but that's normal.
Probably
I might try to separate
required.
images a bit.
Probably required.
Yeah, it's a good thing. I maybe separate the images a bit. So especially if they're very text heavy, just so I add a border, add a shadow or something around the outside, so it's I can distinctly see that this is an image and this isn't part of the text. That just scroll through it quickly anyway. If you're reading it properly, you probably wouldn't have the same issue. That's okay. So what? This reviews all the different Thrive tools. Literally, I had no idea that this. I have Thrive Architect. Thrive Architect. I didn't know it even had this many tools. Wow. Okay, and then you have a little comparison at the bottom. Thrive versus Divi.
Yeah, so he's probably tackling the right topical cluster with those different keywords, with those keywords strongly related, bonded to the Thrive. Huh?
Yeah. It's interesting.
However, I'm not sure if they
rank them all on the same page.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I wanted to ask. If they feed the same silo, but not the same URL. I don't know.
Yeah, my first thought was if they're able to rank on the same page, that's really cool. Because I prefer it. My go-to is always as few pages as possible that I can get away with. But yeah, you're right. Double check that is actually correct.
I'm checking it already, and well, no. I mean, they are within the same topical cluster, but the Thrive versus Divi has 0 relevance, so it's close, but not close enough to be put on the same page. Definitely.
Okay.
It's all about Thrive Themes review, really. I would just take over for a second.
Yeah.
So it's keywords tab again. Let me zoom in. So you see, I have never seen such a quickly dropping relevance of those keywords. So we have only 4 keywords with relevance over 80%, and the next one is 24, 17, 17, 13, and going really fast to the 0. So it means that this keyword is really like hermetic. It's really something that is only about the Thrive themes review, not about all of those other elements. Like I'm scrolling down and typing versus, I will see like Thrive themes versus DV versus optimizers, but their relevance is 9%, which means that these keywords don't drive traffic to the pages that are ranking for the seed keyword, which is Thrive themes review. And it's definitely an idea for extracting those headings and putting them together as separate articles within the same silo, internally linking to the Thrive themes review. That will be my best guess.
That makes sense to me.
Literally.
And you could also do quite a bit more content as well, because you could have like a video of both Thrive themes and Divi, how you say it, on that same page, and you can kind of compare, kind of do a mini review of each of them while linking to the Thrive themes review, while linking to the Divi review and stuff on the same page.
And you know what? This is let me include all the pages because I'm doing a surfer thing now, and this is the heaviest page in the top 9 top 8 when it comes to length, because it's almost 7,000. The first one is 4, then we have 2,800, like slightly over 3,000. So I think it's too long, and there is a lot of content that could be extracted to separate URLs that may make it even stronger, because they will tackle those keywords in headings, in H1, in title, so properly optimized for those versus keywords and internally linking from above the fold to the main Thrive themes review. That's what I would do. And I would just quickly jump onto the page that is ranking on position 1. You can see it, Daryl, right? Yeah, I know.
No.
But it's like super cool when it comes to real estate on the top, because it has the H1 with like November 2020, really fresh styled content on the top within 100 pixels from top. So it's really building credibility, and it's not wasting the real estate on the first glance. When you look at the website, you see, okay, a face of a guy and like a heading below almost not fitting the screen, while in here I see that it compares features, ease of use, prices, and support, and it shows the author, it shows great tables and much more contrast for the pros and cons and stuff like that. And the content is a
That's
bit
awesome.
shorter. So I feel like this guy is a benchmark, and what's even cooler, he has 95 content score. I think I haven't seen such a high content score in a real life example, not in the content editor itself. So the guy from bloggingx.com is doing great job, interactive table of content. So I'm scrolling and it's indicating where am I within the site structure. Great interactive footer that is sticky to the bottom, telling me about the Black Friday deal, how much is off, when it ends, and I can literally get the idea of the products and buy it. However, this guy covers conversions. Thrive themes versus lead pages. Thrive themes versus ClickFunnels. Thrive themes versus Elementor and Divi. So maybe we were too fast with
Interesting, yeah.
with making the decision, but those conversions are super short. I mean, they are like 100 words long. So I really like the structure. So they are here to provide this extra topical coverage, but not strong enough to rank itself for this keyword. I feel like he may have
Yeah, sure.
some separate pages for this. I hope he has. Yeah, because he's yeah.
In the article to them.
Excuse me? I
There's
couldn't.
no internal links where it says like
Mm-hmm.
five themes, sorry, versus ClickFunnels. There's no link to a review for that in the
Mm-hmm.
article.
Exactly, I can't see it. So
Okay.
maybe they are somewhere hidden. Maybe we are wrong, and obviously that may be a case.
It
Uh,
can
so
happen, I'm sure.
it can happen. It happens pretty often. So yeah, for this guy, it will be probably about refining the content more for the user, making it fresh. Uh, it's catchy. It has catchy title. Don't buy until you read this. Nice. Uh, makes me click on it. Uh, but when it comes to the content optimization, I see most of the stuff in green. Maybe it is a little bit too long, but a lot of keywords in green. Well, yeah, it's missing some entities like web development, like Thrive University, whatever is this. Um, Countdown campaigns. This is the another entity. Some best practices. Yeah, so even though he has really high content score and a lot of keywords included, it feels like it still lacks some entities to boost his topical coverage for this keyword. I'm not sure if extracting those versus pages will be the best idea. However, I think I would try, especially because he has much longer content than the others. Like we see 4, 2, 3, 3, 3,500, and boom, 7,000. So yeah, it may be something to consider. Obviously, I should exclude g2.com from the analysis just because they are g2, but other than that, I would probably decrease the length. Length is not doing good job in this situation, as I can see more long form pages at the bottom of the top 10 than at the top of the top 10. Actually, top 3 is short and the rest is short or long. So I would probably decrease. Yeah, I will give you back the screen again, so you can summarize this one, I think.
uh, that sounds good to me. I didn't check the data, so you checked it also. If the length is too long, I agree with that. And I could see that because it's massive. Just go through it again. Usually, you have to have a decent amount of content anyway, but that makes sense. From a usability perspective, what I'm wanting is because obviously I even realized they had this many things. They have what Thrive Theme Builder, Thrive Architect, Thrive whatever else, Thrive Leads. I'd probably want like little jump links so I can jump into the different specific products they have because I think these are all different products unless you buy them all at once. I think it's separate. So I want to be able to, they're kind of separate reviews all within one major review. So it'd be cool to kind of jump between them all. And you can cut down loads of this content. If it's too long, there's loads of it you can cut out quite easily, I'm pretty sure. And then, yeah, just the visual aspects, I think you could do a little bit better, make it look a little bit easier to look at versus just being a ton of text, maybe visualize, even if it's just like ticks next to the things you like and crosses next to the things you dislike, just make it a little bit nicer on the
Yeah,
eyes to scroll
the
through.
the
But
other guy had it really well done, because he had those like green and red tables,
yeah,
kind
exactly.
of
Yeah.
distinguishing. Uh, uh,
Yeah, you could possibly even try the typical affiliate thing people have where they have like a little table at the top where you kind of list out, okay, here's different, I said having little jump links to go through. You could have a little table at the top, which is here's all the different Thrive products, a link to buy them if you want to buy them, and a link to the detailed review, which is just on the page, kind of you already do have a table of contents, but even with a table of contents, can you expand it? No. Okay, so it just says product reviews. It doesn't dive into kind of what the products are.
Yeah, it's more like for Google again, and for site
Yeah,
links,
yeah.
for site links in the snippet in SERP. So the other guy is really a good benchmark because he has this sidebar with interactive table of content that scrolls with you, so it tells you where you are within
That's
the art.
awesome.
Yeah, really, this is something that I really enjoyed on this website. Um, and yeah, I think that that will be mostly it. I have one question from the audience. I will just share my screen for just a second to show where is this keywords density tool. So you basically log into Surfer, open SERP Analyzer, and here on the left hand side you see exact keywords density, where you can find out the horizontal line is us because I highlighted it, and those are the competitors, so you can find out who has density at which level, not only in the whole body but also in some specific segments, like for example in headings, exact keywords in headings, density in headings, and so on. So I feel like it solves the thing for you guys, and well, I'm kind of pleased to announce that we just opened the Black Friday deal for Surfer, so go and check it out. I'm wondering, Daryl, if you have any deals to share with the audience.
We're not live yet, but when we do have live, we sell guest posts. So we're doing 20% off our guest post bundles and link inserts at linezero.com/Black-Friday.
Nice.
So linezero.com/Black Friday.
I'm wondering if these guest posts can be optimized with Surfer to rank better and provide more juice. Is there a
That we haven't tested.
uh,
So we do have writers and they do use Surfer. So we're looking at actually launching pretty soon Surfer optimized content for people to use on their own sites. But we haven't added as a service for the guest posts because I don't know if people want to pay extra money for it.
you know what? I think that people would like to have it. I mean, from my perspective, when I was working in the SEO agency some time ago, we were testing this of creating guest posts that actually ranked in Google on keywords related to the keyword they were
That
supposed
does
to
work.
back up,
Yeah.
right? So it was sort of a thing that we tested and it worked out pretty well. So consider definitely. And as we roasted 5 pages already and it's been over an hour, we still have 36 people watching us. I'm really happy to see you here for so long. Thank you, Daryl, so much for joining me today. That was really a pleasure, especially that I had a chance to be a guest in your podcast. That was awesome. And now you are here, which is truly amazing for me. I'm honored to be the host here. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. This has been pretty fun. I don't see any audience interaction because I'm just talking to you, so I kind of keep forgetting that they're there. But hopefully they enjoyed this too and got something valuable out of
Yeah,
this.
definitely the chat wasn't silent at all. So we already have 13 likes under this video. So guys, like, share, and subscribe.